The saga of Europe's rise and fall as the center of world power has been frequently recounted. Nevertheless, the interpretation of Europe's ascent to global dominance has remained a subject of significant historical controversy, exemplified by the recent debates between David S. Lanz and André Gunder-Frank. In this extensive study, David B. Abernethy, a political scientist, aims to present an impartial overview of this long historical process. His primary focus is on Europe's formal, territorial empires, which he distinguishes from the history of informal empire, while Abernethy avoids direct engagement with the contentious historical debates. He endeavors to construct a comprehensive interpretive framework to understand the extended history of European imperialism. One of the book's strengths lies in its broad historical scope. Abernethy divides the history of Europe's world dominance into 5 distinct phases: 2 periods of European expansion, 1415 to 1773 and 1824 to 1912, 2 phases of European contraction, 1775 to 1824 and 1940-80, and 1 phase of unstable equilibrium, 1914-39. He delves into the causes of expansion and contraction during these phases, exploring developments both within Europe and in the different regions of the world that came under European domination. Abernethy's schematic definition of historical phases does lead to some noteworthy anomalies. For instance, British control over India, arguably the most crucial of all European colonies in the 19th and 20th centuries, was mostly acquired during the first phase of European contraction. Despite such instances, Abernethy's approach provides coherence to the book. It enables him to draw systematic and extensive comparisons between patterns of European expansion and contraction in the first 2 phases, focusing on the Americas during the 15th to 18th centuries, and the last 3 phases, the era of the new imperialism, with a focus on Africa and Asia. Through these comparisons, Abernethy skillfully highlights elements that were central to processes of expansion and contraction in both periods, despite their significant differences, as well as those that were not. This comparative approach represents the book's most significant contribution. Determining the historical causes behind the rise and fall of Europe's global dominance is a complex endeavor. David B. Abernethy identifies 3 critical factors that played central roles in the process of European expansion and empire building. Firstly, he highlights the unique geographic and cultural characteristics of Western Europe, particularly the explore-control-utilize syndrome, which drove Europeans to explore and exploit nature wherever they went. Secondly, Abernethy emphasizes the distinctive Western European state system, characterized by politically autonomous units within a closely connected regional system, fostering competition and insecurity among these states, which in turn drove them to establish themselves abroad. Finally, he underscores the significance of the autonomous public-private profit and religious sectors in European societies, which collectively launched a triple assault on colonized societies. However, Abernethy's comparative emphasis on cultural attributes as a key to Europe's global dominance is less convincing. Critics, such as J. M. Blott, argue that Abernethy tends to overstate the distinctiveness of European culture and social structure, without engaging in careful comparative analysis with other societies, particularly China. Nevertheless, Abernethy presents a compelling argument about the importance of the modern European state system itself. He contends that the structure of this system characterized by a sense of identity transcending individual states and intense rivalries among them, played a crucial role in Europe's sustained expansion and contraction. This competition among European states, along with their pursuit of resources and military power, was closely linked to the establishment and maintenance of overseas empires. The competition and interaction among European states not only shaped European expansion, but also became the unifying values and driving force behind European global dominance. Abernethy's study offers valuable insights into Europe's historical interactions with the world, both as an international system and a dominant global power. While the book focuses primarily on the international system, it provides a comprehensive examination of European colonialism and its impact on colonized societies, including their forms of accommodation and participation in colonial rule. The book's strength would be further enhanced by greater sensitivity to ongoing cultural interactions and complexities between Europeans and other societies, which would contribute to a more comprehensive understanding of the era of Europe's global dominance.